everybody, and thanks so much for tuning back into my channel. So it's your girl Lexi Martia, and today I wanted to talk about my day of surgery experience. And so it's kind of going to be like the day of surgery and then the day after surgery, like my first day being at home, just so you guys can get an idea of what to expect when you go in to have the sleeve surgery or bariatric surgery or whatever. So before we get into that, I do want to say that I have partnered with a company called Chic Wishlist. So Chic Wishlist is actually a company, online company, that I partner with, where they have very cute signature like necklace pieces, earrings. They have shoes, jackets, clothes. Like, they have everything that your heart could desire. And so I actually got this item from them as well. Like I mentioned, with the holiday season coming up and all of these parties and New Year's, and you trying to get, you know, new wardrobe together, or you're just looking to buy a few things here and there, definitely go check out their website after you've selected what you wanted to in your cart, and then it'll direct you to purchase. There will be an option for you to put in a coupon code. So go ahead and put in coupon code Lexi Martia, and then you will be provided 75% off of your purchase, including free shipping. Okay, who does not love free shipping? Because that is the deciding factor for me when I'm making a purchase. If I can't find a discount code or something that gives me my shipping off, it'll make me question everything that I've already put in my cart. Okay, so go ahead over there after this video though, watch the video first and then head over to the website so that you guys can go ahead and take a look and see what all they have to offer. So yeah, now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so my surgery date was Tuesday, May the 9th of 2017. And prior to that, so let's just back up, right? So I'm going to give you guys all the tea. Okay, so I had to go to the hospital the Friday before, which was May the 5th, 2017. And I remember it because it was Cinco de Mayo, so obviously. But I had to go in because it's just like a whole bunch of preliminary things that the hospital and doctors want to advise you of before the day of surgery. So I had to go in for that appointment. So I went with my mom because she had gotten in the day before. And I wanted her to meet my surgeon prior to me having surgery. So I'm not sure if I've said this on this channel or not, but my mom is definitely like a hoverer. Okay, my parents are hoverers. So she's obviously in Michigan and I'm here in Atlanta. She wanted to know who my surgeon was and things like that. Like, she was always asking me questions. So I was like, you know what? It'd be cool if you come the day before, and then that way you can meet my surgeon prior to the actual day of surgery. So that way you can have like a better idea and stuff, right, of who he is. So we went to the hospital together so she can meet my surgeon, and she met him. And it was like, as soon as he saw her, he was just like, oh, this has to be mom, because me and my mother kind of look like twins. Okay, she's just like the older version of me, so I know what I'm gonna look like when I'm 60. So that's that. But we went there, and so they just kind of laid out the foundation of, hey, this is where you'll have to come the day of surgery. Here's a map for you. You have to go take labs. These are some of the things that you need to do. You need to start your 2-day liquid diet. So fortunately for me, I only had to do a 2-day liquid diet, and a lot of people have to do like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending. You know, you can't have anything to eat day of. They tell you about how you need to wash that day. You have to go pick up like surgical wash, like, I don't even want to call it shower wash, but it's some type of liquid that you have to use to wash the night before and then the morning of. And then you can't put on no deodorant, no lotion. I put on deodorant because I wasn't trying to be musty, but they say to not put on any deodorant or any oils or anything like that. No lotion, no none of that, right? So they just told me all about that. So here comes day of surgery. So now we're at Tuesday, May the 9th. And I woke up that morning nervous. Like, I had to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I stay about 20 minutes from, no, I'll say 15. I say about 15 minutes from the hospital without traffic. So got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to shower again with all of their stuff. I was like stupid nervous at this point, trying to figure out what to wear. Oh, and they also tell you to not like wear anything that's tight. So you don't want to wear like any jeans or whatever, or like a bra. I didn't wear no bra. I went in there braless, honey, with just like a little zip up, like hoodie type of a situation, stretch pants that were a little loose on me because you don't want anything to be tight over your stomach, you know, for the incision purposes. You don't want to, you know, irritate them. So we head to the hospital. And I get there, and I'm with my sister and my mom, and I have to sign in, and the nerves kick in like to another notch at this point. So I sign in, right? And I'm just sitting there waiting on them to call my name so that I can go back. And so when they called my name, they told me that I can only have one person back with me while I'm like getting dressed, and they're giving me IVs and stuff like that. So my sister unfortunately had to wait in the waiting area while we handled all of that. And yeah, so I went back there, gave me my IV, and my dad actually called on FaceTime to say a prayer with me, things like that, just, you know, right before. And my sister ended up coming back. So I'm just back there like nervous at this point, right? Like every like step up to me having surgery, my nerves was just going up from like, I was probably at a 5 when I arrived to the hospital, and I had to be at like a 25 by the time they rolled me into the operating room. So yeah, after prayer and everything, they kind of just like wheeled me out, and they explained to me that I was going to get a TAP block. So a TAP block is like 6 shots that they put in your abdomen, which will last up to 72 hours to help minimize the pain, to help so that you don't experience so much pain. Let's just say that it minimizes your pain, right, in your abdomen. So they told me that when I first go back, they're going to give me some medicine to calm my nerves, and that I wouldn't even feel the TAP block because I'm going to be woozy anyways, right? They wheeled me in, covered the drapes and stuff for me and my neighbor, and my nerves at this moment kicked in because I'm just reminded of all the Grey Anatomy episodes that I have seen. And they got people in these white cloaks, and they have like the little hats on, the little hair nets or whatever. And so the anesthesiologist comes over, and she's like, "Hi, my name is Jenna," because I don't remember her name. But, "Hi, my name is Jenna. I'm your anesthesiologist. I'm going to be with you throughout this whole process. I'm going to give you some medicine to calm your nerves, and then we're going to give you the TAP block, and then we'll wheel you in." Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, she's pretty much going over everything the first person had already told me. And she's like, "How are you feeling?" I said, "Well, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, and I'm scared," was my response to her, because I wanted to make sure everybody that I encountered knew that I was nervous in case, God forbid, something were to happen. You knew that I was scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just where my mind was at the time. And so I told her, like, I'm nervous and I'm scared. This is my first surgery. I've never had any surgery where somebody is cutting me open, anything like that, right? And so she's like, "Okay, I'm going to give you this medicine. You're going to get your TAP block. You'll be fine." So she gives me the medicine. She's like, "How?" Like maybe 5 minutes later, "How are you feeling?" "I'm nervous. I'm scared." I don't feel any different. And so then some guy comes over, and we're just going to call him Ben for lack of memory. And he's like, "Hey, I'm Ben. I'm going to give you your TAP block. You shouldn't feel a thing. Boop, boop, boop." Okay, so like the first 2 shots that I got in my abdomen felt like pinches. Number 3 and 4, I felt those. I was like, okay, 5 and 6. Listen, I was crying because I like 3 and 4 I could tolerate. Like, it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't pain. But 5 and 6, it was like I felt the medicine going through my stomach and the needle pinching, and it just scared me. Like, it hurt. Like, that hurt for me. Some people that I know who've had the TAP block said they didn't even feel it because the medicine that they first gave them had them feeling how they were supposed to feel. Like, you're not supposed to care. You're not supposed to have a care in the world at that time. But for whatever reason, the medicine just was not working for me, right? So I felt that, and I started crying. And so the nurse is like, "Oh my God, you're not supposed to feel any of this. Like, let me go back and get the anesthesiologist." So she goes back to get her. She gives me some more medicine. What did I call her? Jenna? Okay, so Jenna comes back, and she gives me some more medicine. And she's like, "You aren't supposed to feel any of this. You're supposed to be relaxed. You're supposed to feel good. How are you?" "I'm scared and I'm nervous." That's not going to change, Doc. It's not going to change. Like, no. So after I get all of that, my surgeon comes in all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and he just hyped.
"Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? How are you feeling? Did you have a good morning? Did you have any traffic? What's going on? you ready? You're good? I'm eager. I'm ready to go. And
I'm just like, I'm glad you're excited, and I'm glad you're very alert, but I'm not there. So he's like, how are you feeling? I'm scared, and I'm nervous. He's like, you're gonna be fine. It's no worries. You're a very good patient. You don't have any other health issues. It's nothing to worry about. You're gonna be fine. I'll see you after surgery. I'm not supposed to have any recollection of this because I'm supposed to be in the I don't care phase from the medicine that they gave me, but I'm still very alert and very awake, okay? So I get wheeled into the room, and they're like, hey, we're going to have you hop on the operating table, like bed situation. And then I hop over there, and my blood pressure started to go up. Like the machines were making a little bit of noise. My pulse was increasing. And so the anesthesiologist was like, hey, you got to calm down, because if your blood pressure or your pulse gets too high, then we won't be able to operate. And I would hate to, you come this far and we not be able to operate. So I'm going to give you some oxygen. And I'm going to put this mask on, take 2 really good deep breaths for me, and then, we'll go ahead with the procedure. So I'm like, okay. She put that mask on me. I took 2 breaths out like a light. I felt like she snuck me. Like, she could have told me what it was, you know what I'm saying? So that I would have known. But she was just like, oh no, this is just oxygen. Take 2 big breaths. When I first woke up, it was kind of like I was a little disoriented, because it was like I knew where I was just at in the operating room, and then I wake up and I'm here. So I was trying to like look around, and when I go to look around and I felt like discomfort in my stomach, I was like, oh my God, like, Lexi, you really did this. Like, you really just got 80% of your stomach taken out of your body. Like, it's done. That's what I kept telling myself, like in my head, like, oh my God, it's done. I did it. Like, I did it. All this time, it's like you're prepping yourself and you're preparing for this one procedure, and then for you, it feels like a blink of an eye. It's just done and over with. Yeah, so after that, the nurse noticed that I was waking up, and so she came over, and she was like, hey, your surgery went really well. How are you feeling? And I'm like, I want pain medicine, because I didn't want to feel anything. On a scale of 1 to 10, at that time, I would say the pain was about a 4 or 5. It was pain and discomfort, but I could tolerate it. It wasn't to the point where I was like in tears or bawling or crying or anything like that, right? So I could handle the pain, but I didn't want it to get worse. So I was like, I need pain medicine. And she simply responded and was like, they'll give you your medicine when we wheel you up to your room. You're fine. We'll wheel you up in a few moments. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, cool. So I left it alone. So I get up to my room, and like right when I get in there, I'll say maybe like 5, to me, this is how it felt. I don't know if this is how it really went. But to me, I would say like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes later, my sister, my mom, and the guy that I'm dating came into the room. And my mom is talking to me, like asking me questions about my pain and stuff like that. And I don't know. I was just telling her like, I'm okay, like whatever. They said my scarf was off my head. But yeah, she was recording me, and I had no idea. I was just talking out of my head. I cussed. She said I was cussing the nurse out and everything. So you do have to walk around in order to be released from the hospital. So the nurses actually like monitor and write down when you're walking and how often they see you, so that they can report that back to the doctor. So I went up and I was walking around with my mom, and my mom was telling me like, hey, the surgeon, he came out, he was like super excited after your surgery. And he was telling us like, your surgery only took 20 minutes when normally the normal procedure, or the time for the procedure, takes about an hour to an hour and a half, sometimes 2, depending on if the gallbladder needs to be removed or other things come up, right? So he was saying it took him like, I think 20 or 25 minutes. So it was one of the fastest surgeries he's ever done, right? So as she's telling me this in the hallway and we're walking, my surgeon actually like walks up, and he was like, I was just coming to check in on you. Like, I'm glad to see you're up and walking. And so he was telling me the same thing, like, your surgery was so fast, you had no abdominal fat, so it was super easy to get in, do what I need to do, and get out. And he was like, because of that, I actually gave you a tighter stomach. Now, I had spoken to my surgeon, and I told him I don't want a sleeve or a stomach that's too small to where I lose so much weight that I look like a skeleton, right? I like my curves. Well, these boobs can go down a little bit, honey. But I like my curves. I like my shape. I like my thighs. You know, I wanted to keep all of that. So I didn't want him to make my stomach like extremely tiny. So I had this discussion with him. So then he looks at me like all weird. And I'm like, well, what's up? And this is exactly how I was looking at him. Like, one eye was halfway closed. The other one was like, oh, Forrest Whitaker looking. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, so I did make your stomach a little bit tighter. And he was like, so you're going to have better results. And that's how he tried to pitch it to me. And I'm like, no, I told you I didn't want a tight, super small stomach. Like, why would you do this? So he explained it to me. I think if I can show it on my shirt. I don't know if I can show it on my sweater. Okay, yeah, we can. So he was saying, like, this was, let's just say this is the stomach, right? And, you know, so the procedure is like they actually put a tube down your throat to measure how large your stomach should be or whatever, like the perfect size kind of a thing. So anyways, he said that my stomach was actually like this, and he had more room to just grasp this up and make it tighter like this. So he was like, why would I leave it loose if I can just tighten it up a little bit more to make sure you get the best results? So yeah, that happened. So that morning I was up. I was able to walk around again. I was by myself because it was early morning and I was up. And that's when I started to have liquids again. So, like I mentioned, I couldn't have anything the day of surgery to eat or drink. So the whole day on the 9th, I didn't eat or drink anything. So that Wednesday on the 10th is when they gave me some fluids to see how my stomach would react to it, things like that. So I was drinking water, had a little bit of chicken broth, and I could literally take like 2 sips and I was full. Like I was done for. But I was up and I was walking around and I was making progress, so they were cool with that. So because I didn't have any issues with the liquids, my surgeon said, okay, well, it's good for you to go home. You can be released. The car ride home was the worst. Every bump I felt, every movement I felt all in my stomach. I didn't realize like how much you use your stomach muscles until I had this surgery, because it's certain things you do that you don't even realize you're using your stomach to do. Like just to sit up, you tighten and you expand your stomach muscles to do that. And even if you want to slouch, you relax your stomach muscles to do that. And so it was just crazy. So the car ride, I was in pain. I get home and I take some pain medicine, knocking me out, so I went to sleep. So woke up later on. My guy friend comes over to check in on me and stuff too. And it was so cute. I don't even think I have any pictures. But like him and my sister had decorated my house and like put like a whole bunch of balloons and stuff in here. And it was so cute. It was so thoughtful. That night, so everything was good. I was up. I was playing cards and stuff with my mom and my sister and my guy friends. And all of a sudden, I just felt like sick and woozy. So I took some medicine. And I went to lay down, and of course the medicine knocked me out. So I went to lay on my bed, and I laid straight, right? Flat. I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I tried to get up to go myself, and I was in the most excruciating pain I have ever felt. If that's anything close to childbirth, I don't want it. Like, I woke up and tried to just get up myself. My bed sits up pretty high, for one. So me getting down off of the bed was already going to be a mission. But I'm like, okay, maybe if I slide my body over and like slide down the bed, I can do it. Well, your girl couldn't even slide her body over because the extensions are on your sides, like kind of. So when I'm going to move, everything requires me to use my abdomen muscles, my abdominal muscles. So I could not get off the bed. So I got stuck on the bed trying to get off. So I'm calling for my mom, and my voice is weak because I don't know what happens, but your lungs, something happens when they put you to sleep where your lungs aren't as strong and you have to use, that little breathing machine and stuff after surgery. And so I'm like thinking I'm screaming, calling my mom, but it's coming out as a whisper. So finally she hears me somehow, some way, and I'm crying, and she comes and she helps me up, and I go to the bathroom, and that's when I had my breakdown. I was just sitting in there like, Why did I do this? Take me back to the hospital. I can't do this no more. Like, they gonna have to put my stomach back in. And my mom was like, well, if they put your stomach back in, you're gonna have to have another surgery. It's gonna be more pain. You know, she just talking to me like I'm two, like I don't know that. But at the time, it made complete sense for me to go back and get my stomach. You feel what I'm saying? Like, in that moment, I was like, this is where I messed up. Why did I do this to myself? Lord, why? Like, I was questioning all of my decisions prior to, like, asking Jesus, why would he ever bring me to this point to not see me through? Like, I was just in so much pain, y'all. Like, just thinking about it just makes me sick. Like, it was so bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, 25. 55. That's how bad that pain was. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, to be at a point, and then I felt so, like, weak because I'm used to doing for myself, and I'm a very independent person, and for me to be crying there to ask my mama to help me get up so I can go to the bathroom, like, I was just already annoyed at myself for that, and then I just had, like, a breakdown. Like, I was literally in tears. So the next morning, I woke up, and I was in pain, but it wasn't as excruciating as the night before. And from that moment, I just realized, like, homegirl, you can't sleep laying down. Like, you're going to have to sleep sitting up a little bit, because I just figured, like, when I laid down, I guess everything relaxed and all my muscles relaxed. And so then when I tried to get up, everything was so tight. It was just not a good idea. It was not a good idea at all. At all. But while I was in the hospital, my pain was manageable. It never got bad because obviously you getting all of the good medicine. They send you home with some watered down codeine that ain't about nothing about what you get in the hospital. So my suggestion to you would be, if you're getting discharged, they tell you you're getting discharged, before you get discharged, ask them for more medicine before you go, so that on your car ride home, you're good. When you get home, you'll be okay. You can relax a little bit. So that way it'll help ease your first night. So while you're in the hospital, I forgot to mention, they actually have you, like, laying at a 60-degree angle. Like, anything less than that, it's a no. It's a no. So I was actually laying like this while I was in the hospital. But then when I got home, of course, your bed is like this. And now I understand why I was like this, because it would have been so hard for me to, like, get up and be mobile and walk around, and the pain just would have been so bad. And then that's also something you're supposed to do to avoid, like, blood clots and stuff like that, so not to lay flat. So I would definitely suggest to sit in a recliner or sit up in a couch or a chair. Also, I would say any questions that you have, or if you're feeling nervous or scared, let the staff know, because that's what they're there for, is to assist you in that and aid you in that. I guess unfortunately for me, or fortunately for me, the medicine that they were giving me wasn't strong enough to subside me at the time, and so I remembered everything that was going on. But I know a lot of people who don't remember anything. They just remember being, like, wheeled back into the room where they're getting their medicine, and then they wake up and it's over with. But I remembered, like, being all of the stuff. Like, I just was supposed to be aware of what was going on at the time. But yeah, just make sure your doctors and everybody is aware of what's going on. Also, again, as a tip, like I mentioned earlier, wear loose clothing to the hospital. You don't want to have anything tight, because when you're discharging and when you're when you're leaving the hospital and stuff, you don't want nothing tight on your stomach at all. Again, make sure that you ask the nurses or whomever for more pain medicine before you leave the hospital, so that way your ride home is easier. This is just from my experience. This is what I would do if I were to do it over. But even that, with the pain that I had, it only lasted, like, that day that I was home. So that night was my day 2 into day 3. And day 3, after day 3, it was just like discomfort. It wasn't really pain. And I actually stopped taking my pain medicine early, because I don't know. I'm just the type of person where just let my body naturally ease itself and fix itself and correct itself. So I really don't like to take pain medicine, but I took it for those first, like, 3, I think 4 days, because I didn't want to be in pain. But after that, I kind of, like, weaned myself off of it, and I wasn't taking it anymore. So when I went to, like, my 10-day checkup, I wasn't even on pain medicine at that time. So yeah, but definitely make sure you look into all of that. And as usual, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, make sure you leave those in the comment section below. Again, if you are interested in getting you some necklace pieces, or you need some things for the holiday season, I will leave my coupon code in the description box. It is Lexi Martia. Make sure that you guys go to chicwishlist.com for any of your needs that they have. Again, they have clothes, shoes, all that good stuff, right, that I talked about in the beginning. So make sure you do that. And last thing, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you get notifications about when my new videos are coming out and what's going on with the channel. And so that way you're the first to get those alerts and you're the first to know what's going on. And then make sure that you like this video as well and share it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.